Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. So excited to hear because we're talking about Old School April. I've been so excited about this since last April, been planning for this since last April, and I am just stoked. I'm just really excited. Have my Old School April shirt on for 2025. There are hoodies, there are t-shirts, there are solid colors, there are different tie-dye colors. I have a hoodie too. You'll eventually be seeing that because you never know what the weather's gonna do. So I also got a hoodie. There are different teams. There's Candyman Crew, there's Beetlejuice Bunch, there's Scoobies, and there's Ghostbusters, which I believe is just Busters, if I'm not mistaken. I think she had to change it to Busters. I am on team Beetlejuice Bunch. That's the team I chose. I didn't wait to see which hosts were on which team this year. I just chose the team that I wanted to go on. I didn't want to choose based on who was where this time. I was like, you know, black, white, and neon. That's very much my aesthetic, so that's what I'm going to go with. For those of you who don't know, Old School April is a readathon, watchathon, activity-a-thon hosted by Kelsey with Slime and Slashers. I will link her channel down below as well as her announcement videos. The cool thing about it is that it's very inclusive. Anybody can join in. You don't even have to be a reader. You can just watch movies. You could just do activities. You can just read, or any combination of those things. You don't have to read horror. You don't have to watch horror. It could be literally any genre that you want. The prompts are in such a way that pretty much anything will fit in. She's made it super easy for anybody to join in, and I just love that about it. It's really just something fun for everybody to come together and talk about books and movies and just nostalgia, and it's so much fun. There's a Discord, and that's really where everybody can go and chat and talk, and there are watch parties, and you know, there are times where everybody will get together and, you know, watch music videos or watch old cartoons, or we'll watch old movies and things like that, and it's just a lot of fun. I had a freaking blast with this last year. I met a lot of new people, and I was introduced to movies that I hadn't seen. So you just pick your team, join in, and anything you read or watch or whatever can fit multiple prompts. So basically, if you're a mood reader, whatever, you can read a book and see what all prompts it fits, if that's the way you want to do it, or you could try to fit into certain prompts. Me, I'm a mood reader, so I would rather just read what I want and then see what all prompts it fits. That's kind of how I do it, but it's whatever you want to do. That's kind of how I did it last year. I just kind of read what I wanted, and then I saw what prompts it fit into, and all of them fit like multiple prompts. So yeah, super easy to fit it in. Whatever you read, it's super easy to fit into multiple, but that's how easy it is to join in, and pretty much anything you read will fit in. So just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to tell you kind of what I will be doing. First of all, let me tell you some of the activities I will be doing. This is stuff that I've been collecting over the last year. Snacks, I'm not going to get a whole lot because, like I said, I'm not going to buy anything snack-wise until I move. I'm not going to move things. So anyways, we'll start with activities. I got these super cute diamond painting coasters that are Friends themed. They are so fun. There's a glare. Pivot. Smelly cat. The duck. The chick. He's our lobster. Moo Point. It's funny because in my head I could hear all of these things. Central Perk. So I got a little Friends coaster set. I got a Chucky puzzle. It's actually square, or it's actually rectangle when you're done, not coffin shaped. That would have been cool if it was coffin shaped, but it is not. I have a Beetlejuice puzzle. Thought that was fitting since I'm on Team Beetlejuice Bunch. So those are the activities. I'll probably print off some coloring pages and things like that too. We'll see what else I get up to. But snacks, this is all I have so far. Fruit roll-ups, Fruit by the Foot, and Gushers. Now we'll get on to the books. You know how thrift books. You know, when you buy so many books or whatever, you get the free ones, you get free books. So these first 3 are free books that I got. And these are Nightmare Hall. I don't remember if I read these or not whenever I was in school. I cannot remember. But Nightmare Hall books. The first one is The Roommate. And this has the setback cover, which I love. So this one is about 4 roommates and they share a suite. And it says, Danny is beautiful and perfect from her long blonde hair to her expensive clothes. Margot is mysterious, brutally honest, or slyly secretive depending on her mood. Lacey is a wild woman who loves to party, party, party. And Maureen is quiet and painfully shy. But the girls are not all what they seem, and soon one of them may be dead. Another Nightmare Hall. This one is The Night Walker. This is another setback cover. This one follows Quinn Hadley. Quinn has always been a sleepwalker. That's never been an issue until now, because someone has been roaming around campus attacking people, and all signs point to Quinn. So, actually those were only 2 that I got for free. The Babysitter Part 4, R.L. Stine. Remember, I read 1 through 3 last year for Old School April, so this one, it's like, I don't know why this girl is still babysitting. Like, why can she not just say no to babysitting? I have no idea. Because, you know, it never ends well. And it's so hilarious because on the back here, I just said that, but it says, poor Jenny, if only she could just say no to sitting. That's what I was just thinking. But it's just, I think there's even another one after this. I believe there's a part 5. But yeah. And I love how, look how, I love this cover because you can see like the old dishwasher and the old fridge, and yeah, I love that. Then we have Twisted by R.L. Stine. That cover is very haunting. This one follows Abby. Abby is trying to join the sorority, and she would do pretty much anything to join it, but she has to get through the initiation. And unfortunately, this year's initiation is murder. Super Beast 96 by T.D. Lawler. I actually just saw this one on Josh's channel with Coffee Cats and King, and I just knew I had to have it. It looks really cool. It says, a roaring summer escape turns into a fight for survival in Super Beast 96. For Max and his friends, the weekend at a remote cabin was supposed to be a celebration, a final hoorah before life takes them in different directions. But as the sun sets and laughter fades, something dark and deadly stirs in the surrounding woods. Super Beast 96 is a nostalgic, electrifying thriller that asks, when the beast comes, will you survive? I know Josh enjoyed this one, so I am very excited to read it. And I'm finally getting to Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. So many people have told me that I need to read this because I enjoyed Summer of Night by Dan Simmons. And I'm going to read this also because for the over 600 pages trophy, because there are trophies this year. Also, it happens to fit in with the book club. If one of the hosts has a book club and it fits in with that. This is a book club pick for Fright Club, which is hosted by Christine with Secrets Read and Cliff with Cliff Start Gems. So I get a point for that. So it's perfect. And it's awesome because I had planned on reading it anyways, and I know Cliff really enjoyed this one, and he's one that really inspired me to read it. I do know it's a coming of age story. It says Zephyr, Alabama. Is that how I say that? Zephyr, Alabama is an idyllic hometown for 11-year-old Corey Mackinson, a place where monsters swim the river deep and friends are forever. Then one cold spring morning, Corey and his father witness a car plunge into a lake, and a desperate rescue attempt brings his father face to face with a terrible, haunting vision of death. As Corey struggles to understand his father's pain, his eyes are slowly opened to the forces of good and evil that surround him. From an ancient mystic who can hear the dead and bewitch the living to a violent clan of moonshiners, Corey must confront the secrets that hide in the shadows of his hometown, for his father's sanity and his own life hang in the balance. That sounds amazing. Next up, Kill Hill Carnage by Tim Meyer. I saw this on Katrina Brown's channel a while back, and it's been on my list ever since, and I'm finally going to get to this one for Old School April. This one, back in the early 90s, there was this whole massacre that happened at this summer camp for kids, and there are all these, speculations about what happened. There are all these rumors about it. It just so happens that there's also a derelict factory that sits nearby atop the hill. And, all this bizarre stuff takes place at this factory. It says it's 25 years later, the factory on Kill Hill is still said to be operational, but no one can get near it. It's safely guarded along with the secrets within, but there are a few loose strings, and hitman Frank Harmon has been sent to tie them up. His kill list is short, but the night is long and full of unspeakable horrors. With the help of a few college students on an impromptu camping adventure, Frank must contain the mess at Kill Hill before it spreads to the neighboring towns, before it infects the entire country, before it invades the entire world. So, and look how freaking cool this cover is. It's amazing. The next two I saw on Kelsey's channel a while back. I don't even remember when. Maybe it was last April. I don't remember. But I saw these two on Kelsey's channel with Slime and Slashers, and I know that she said they were really good. First one is Bad Movie Night by Patrick Lacey. Welcome to So Bad, So Good, YouTube's most successful channel dedicated to trash cinema. This week we'll be watching and discussing the elusive horror flick Creepies. Some say the film is cursed, that its cast members died in unusual ways. Others claim the writers, producers, and directors have gone into hiding because of the movie's macabre reputation. Countless viewers have experienced flashbacks to scenes within the film, as if they themselves were characters, but surely those are just rumors, right? Let's fire up the VCR and find out. Grab some popcorn, crack open a cold one, and ignore the scratching in the walls. Sounds fun. Also recommended by Kelsey is The Despicable Fantasies of Quentin Serginoff by Preston Fessel. Oh, obsessed with this cover. I've been wanting to read this one for a while, and I've been saving it. It was really hard to save it. It's been on my shelf. 1995, his name was Quentin Serginoff, the unexpected hero of the 90s wrestling scene. A middle-aged bruiser called up to the big leagues on the eve of what should have been his retirement. His story of late-in-life success and can-do attitude won the hearts of fans all over the world, and the heart of Wave, his in-ring rival. The two shared a forbidden love that was doomed from the start, but the end of their affair would prove to be the beginning of something terrible for Quentin. 2002, his name is Quentin Serginoff, recluse, artist, romantic. Something happened to Quentin after he was cast out of the wrestling world, something that left him less and more than human. Now that he's been given a second chance, Quentin is about to go on a quest, one that will find him crossing paths with Nazi scientists, internet celebrities, sci-fi groupies, and bodybuilding CEOs. It's a quest to reunite with Wave and finally take back what was stolen from them, and the results will be as gruesome as they are hilarious. Does that not sound freaking perfect? That sounds amazing. Okay, this one is also one that is a book club pick, so I get an extra point for that. Whose book club is this? I'd already picked this and I saw that it was a book club, so I was like, yes, perfect. The Reaper Book Club. This is a Katrina's book club. Katrina Brown. This is in her book club, and it is The Birthday Party Demon by Wendy Dalrymple. So this one came in a VHS box, which is so fun. Let me show you what all came with it. I have been saving this for y'all. Wanted to show you what all came with it. So it comes with, this is a sort of, what is this, sage colored scrunchie, a pink scrunchie, which is perfect. Set this down for a minute. It's a library card. A library card holder. Has stickies on the back if you want to put it in your book. Couple of stickers. So one says goodbye, little planchette. This one says a Ouija mystifying oracle. And then here is the book. And this is really fun. I love the cover. The cover is amazing. BFFs Tina, Eve, and Lacey come together for a Sweet 16 slumber party that goes sideways when they accidentally summon more than a good time. After Lacey becomes possessed and traps her friends in a fashion catalog, Tina and Eve must find their way out of a totally fabulous new world before the demon overtakes Lacey's body completely. Does that not sound so fun? That sounds like a freaking blast. Speaking of slumber parties, in April, I'm hoping it really happens, but my friends and I asked them if they wanted to have a sleepover party in April, and I think we're going to do that. I need a girls' night. I need a break, but I think that would be a freaking blast. They're camera shy, so I probably won't get any of that on camera. I might get some little snippets of like what we're doing. Maybe I'll get like the movies we're watching and stuff, but I won't get them on camera. One of them is one of my best friends since, oh my gosh, like grade school. Her sister was in my grade since pre-K. So that's how long I have known her. So we've been friends forever. And then the other one I met when I was a dispatcher. I was a 911 dispatcher. So the other one I met when I was a dispatcher. So I've known her since 2009. So these are good friends. Next one is Summer Camp for Slasher Victims by Matthew Mercer. A great VHS cover. Love this. I love a good VHS cover. So this one is set at a summer camp, like a camp for trauma victims that are kids. These kids who have suffered some sort of trauma. And Annie is there to help trauma survivors, and she's sort of like a camp counselor. And there ends up being a killer there at camp, and they all end up having to, fight to survive. So all these kids are having to kind of relive their trauma, which is so sad. And yeah, Annie is there trying to help these kids and fight for her life, and it's a whole thing. So summer camp for slasher victims. So they've already survived a slasher, and now they're going through it all over again. Camp 1985 by Matthew R. Core. Freaking cool cover. Check this out. From the Slasherverse. Enter the nostalgia-laced world of Camp 1985, a bogus new summer program where parents send their social media-addicted teens to unplug and make face-to-face connections without the help of a screen. Ander expects a fun weekend getaway with other influencers, but instead finds himself trapped in a radical landscape without Wi-Fi. Just when Ander gives in to camp life and starts crushing on a cute gamer boy, a little fun with a spirit board unleashes a vengeful spirit of a bygone era. Now with the danger lurking behind every tree, Ander and his fellow campers must navigate a twisted game of survival against a retro evil determined to off them one by one. Who will survive? Brace yourself for a bloody good time in the first of 7 books in Matthew R. Core's Slasherverse. Fun. The Rack. These are stories inspired by vintage horror paperbacks, which sounds freaking perfect. And I love the cover too. So fun. This is one I will get to if I can, but I really want to get to it. And that is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. And this is one that I've been wanting to read for years. And this is about, a psychopath. So I'm sure you know the story. I believe there's a movie on this, but I'd never watched the movie until I've read the book. So I've been waiting. And if there is a movie, which I'm pretty sure there is, I will probably watch it as well after I read the book. So B-Movie Bloodbath by Isaac Nightingale. Another really cool cover. These are really great. I was 19 years old when a pair of vampires beat me to a pulp and left me for dead. Cheery. Imprisoned for a murder I didn't commit, I had to struggle to survive and fight for my freedom. Finally unleashed on the world, I carried 3 gifts that would change the course of my life: a rock-hard grudge, a taste for blood, and some super serum hot sauce coursing through my veins. I wanted vengeance, and I'd go through hell to get it. Vampires, flesh-melting skin stealers, neo-Nazi prison, gangs, an old-ass fortune teller, a Texan gunslinger, a wheelchair-bound werewolf, 2 haunted revolvers, and 1 hell of a road trip for revenge. Well, that sounds fun. There's a lot going on there. This sounds great. The back is really good too. Like, it's the whole VHS vibe. I freaking love that. That sounds excellent. The last one is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. And this is one that I wasn't necessarily saving, but I still haven't gotten to it, so thought it would be good for Old School April because it's set in 1989. And it's set actually in Texas. La Mesa, Texas, July 1989. It's the summer before senior year. For best friends Tolly Driver and Amber Dennison. They're not in the marching band. They're not in the FFA. They don't really count. Amber's the only native student in town, and Tolly's only on the radar due to his father's recent death. This is all about to change. Bodies are going to be dropping fast in this small West Texas town. For a few unbearably hot days, that will resonate through the decades and even get made into a TV movie. Tolly and Amber will be famous, notorious even. Finally, everyone will know their names. This is Stephen Graham Jones X-raying the slasher genre, interrogating its motivations over the shoulder and in the voice of the killer itself. From a town he did some growing up in a year he was also 17. The kills will be poignant, the jokes will hurt, and the violence will be endearing. Everything's turned around for Tolly, for Amber, for all of La Mesa, Texas. Be happy you weren't there. Be happy you're only reading about it. So, those are the books that I for sure hope to get to. I will link my playlist for Old School April down below if you just want some Old School April content. And, you know, Kelsey's, like I said, her announcement videos will be linked down below if you want to see what it's all about. Some little more details. I might have another video later with movies. I don't know, but I haven't fully worked that out. I'm kind of just gonna wing it on movies, I think. Anyways, let me know down in the comments, are you joining Old School April? And if so, what team are you joining, or what team have you joined? If not, let me know what you're most excited to read in April. I'd love to know. I will see you next Friday for my March reading wrap up. Bye for now.